Have you ever caught yourself trying to learn new things and ignoring some of the things that you're really good at? I have. I've done that so many different times. I'll be good at speaking with people in person, and I will try to learn how to talk to them about something that they're not really interested in instead of just me speaking naturally. That's just one example of me. If you have some examples of yourself, let me know down in the chat. But most importantly, this is the Millennium Marketing Morning Show. My name is Avedon Smith, and welcome to the show. So, before we get started, as always, we have to do what we normally do. It says there's 0 people here so far. I don't care. We are going to put it anyway. Let's get some waves in the chat. If you are watching a replay, put some waves in the comments down below. Put some waves in the comments down below. Oh, we got someone here. Matt's here already. Let's go. Get some waves in the chat. Get some waves in the chat. Get some waves in the chat. Bonus points for those who know what song I'm imitating. If you don't know what song I'm imitating, then good. You shouldn't. Oh man. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's talk about identifying strengths, because what would I be if I did not tell you how to identify your strengths, and I am not talking to you with some force and some assertion right here. So let's get it started. We got a new comment over here. Matt said, good morning. Appreciate you, man. All right. So here's the thing about identifying your strengths. The reason why this is a hack. When I say a hack, I mean a cheat code. You don't know what a cheat code is? You're too young. Anyway, so the reason why this is a cheat code is because usually when you lead with your strengths, it is what gets the most attention when you come in the room. Always. Where you lead with your strengths is what everyone notices off the bat when you come in the room. Me, it's my voice. I know one of my strengths is my voice. So what I have done is work to perfect it and work to speak. And no matter where I go, that is a compliment that I get because I've worked and refined on this. So you need to identify your strengths. To some people, that may be your smile. To some people, that may be empathy. To some people, that may be how you break down information. To some people, your strength may be that you're the one who always holds the door for everybody. That is your strength. But you need to identify what it is that is your strength. And here is the kicker. You can only identify this by putting yourself in situations where you have to be with other people. See, when we are so much into ourselves and by ourselves and just thinking about ourselves, we don't get a good look on ourselves. If you don't believe me, guess what? I want you to right now, without looking into the mirror, tell me what your face looks like right now. You see, it's hard. You can't even tell me if there's still crust in your eye if you're still waking up, because you have to look in the mirror for that. Or you got to feel around for that. But you can't see it. Meaning that no matter where you go in life, there will always be blind spots. There will always be places that you can't physically see yourself. When you was growing up as a child, you couldn't tell that you was growing until you was taller than the counter. When you was still shorter than the counter, you didn't believe that you was growing, despite the fact everyone else says, hey, you grew. Hey, you grew. Yeah, you grew. You won't know that you grew until you know I can look over this counter. So sometimes We need other people around us to let us know our progress and where we're really at. That's the first point. Our second point is this makes it easier to identify which other skills best complement the strengths that we already have. So for me, let's use me for an example, right? If I said one of my strengths is my voice, what are some complementary skills that I can pick up on now because of this? Pick up the skill of knowing how to hold a podcast, pick up the skill of knowing how to proofread on how to do technical writing. Technical writing can go really good with being able to speak really well. So you need to understand what skills coincide and complement with some of the strengths and the skill sets and the natural abilities that you already have. Because when you do that, now you're just adding more stock and more value to yourself, and more of a reason why people should work with you, more of a reason why people would want to be around you. So if one of your strengths is if one of your strengths is writing, I would say a good complementary skill is proofreading. Does that make sense? And there's so many ways this could go in. And feel free to speak in the chat, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on Facebook. Please, matter of fact, I would put it out there, but I'm not going to put it out there right now. Matter of fact, for today, we're gonna have this going all throughout. I'm gonna start just having this going throughout. You know, make sure you share this with a friend. That actually helps. This is my ask for today. Make sure you share this with a friend. I would say when you do share this with a friend, it actually helps more people see the channel. And when more people see the channel, more people get help. If more people get help, more valuable content gets to come to you all. And guess what? You get to hear me talk for free right now. And eventually, for you who want to pay me for more, we'll talk about that on another day. That's not today. Today, you get this free work. So going back to what I said, you get to know what other skills complement your strengths. And the third point, when you lead with your strengths, the reason why this is a hack, this is a cheat code, is because you get to teach people how to be good as you or better. If you're already good at something, if you already know how to do something really well, chances are, not all the time, but the chances are you can tell somebody else how to do it. And I don't want you to get too caught up on, well, I may not be able to talk about it so much. I may not be able to say it this way. I may not be able to say it that way. Don't worry about how everyone else talks about. Worry about how you talk about it, because the way you say it may affect somebody else who needs to hear it. See, that's another thing. Sometimes we get too caught up in needing that I need to sound like this way in order to be received. And that's the biggest deception in the world. You need to sound like you. When you sound like you, people receive you. People know how to understand you better. And then people keep coming to you because they can only get you from you. Does that make sense? People can only get you from you. You are wasting your time trying to sound like somebody else. And guess what? If you try to sound like somebody else, guess who you're pointing them to? You're pointing them at the somebody else you need to go to. And that somebody else ain't you. Am I making sense? For the two people on Facebook, on YouTube, and the one person on Twitter, am I making sense to you right now? If you go try to be somebody else, they're not going to find you. So this is why I say be you. Be you. So we did that in under 10 minutes. Woo! Let's go. Any questions? Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming out. Good morning, by the way. Excuse me. The one time I forget my water. We're gonna thug this out though. Appreciate you, Matt. Any questions? Q&A. Whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are, share this with a friend. Hit that like button. If you are on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Let's get some more people who have never been here before to start coming out. I'm gonna start having the notifications throughout to let y'all know, because I get it. You come to the stream and it's like there's a lot going on. I'm talking at 1,000 miles per hour. I get it. It's fine. We here. So does anyone have any questions, any feedback, or any just comments at all? We're in the Q&A section right now. All right. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk to y'all briefly about some other things that we're working on. So right now in the process, we are still working on the website. The website, it will be dropped with you all soon. Working on the book. The book is still in this process. That'll be announced in its totality on January 26th on our 90-day stream. So make sure you come out for that. And we're just working. We're working, we're building things up. We're not wasting any time in this year, 2024. I almost said 2023. It's only 11 days in. Please give me some grace. But yeah, we're working on building some things up more and more in 2024. I do understand that most of my evergreen content, mostly everyone who comes for the machine content. So I will not discontinue the machine content. It's just I'm still unable to create machine content due to my situation. But when I do get this computer up and running, I will create more machine content for those of you who have subscribed to the channel here. But this content will stay. And this content, truth be told, has been somewhat consistent with me. For those of you who really followed me since 2017, 2018, up until now, y'all can tell this aspect of me has always been there. Whether I did the primetime news, I always gave this marketing aspect. Whether I was collaborating with Your Player 2 with thumbnails and things of that nature that YouTube helped. The YouTube help series I used to do with Your Player 2. This was always there. So I don't want anyone to think that this is something new and I'm changing up. This is something that I've always done. I've done this consistently over and over again. And I just had the problem of not being consistent. So if you want to know what not being consistent could look like and the consequences, look at my channel. Great. I am blessed to have 2,600, but imagine what that could have been if I stayed consistent. Just imagine. So lack of consistency can slow down growth, and it could honestly, the biggest thing, which we're going to talk about this tomorrow, we're going to talk about weaknesses. So make sure you come back to the part 2 of this stream. That's tomorrow. We get to talk about weaknesses. And the biggest thing that I can say is not staying consistent has cost me people who were loyal to this channel because I wasn't loyal enough to them. And I deserve that. I take that, I eat that, but I'm not going to stay there. We're going to keep moving forward. And I acknowledge that decisions that I made weren't the best. But what I will say is, even though I acknowledge that, I'm not going to let that cripple me and make me stay in one place. So if you're here, I appreciate you. And I thank you sincerely, because those of you who are staying here are showing that y'all here for the long haul. That being said, no Q&A, because I was giving y'all some time to get some Q&A. If we don't got a Q&A for this time around, I want to give a special shout out to everyone who came out. For the 3 of y'all who are here on YouTube, and the 1 person on Twitter, I appreciate you. For the 1 person who's watching over on Twitter, the 4 people on YouTube actually now. With the 1 person who's on Twitter, let me ask you a favor. You don't have to say anything, say hi or anything. I just ask you be the one to share this out with your crowd, or DM me a hi or something. Let me know so I can at least know who I'm connecting to, because I care about that information. I care about who I'm talking to. So I want to know if this is impactful for you, because you've been here the entire time. So I appreciate you. So that being said, we're going to get on out of here. This has been a great show. I appreciate you, Matt. Matt saying we here all the time. So that being said, if you all enjoyed this video, you enjoy these live streams, then I ask that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most of all, you make sure you share this with a friend. This is Avedon, and we are out.